He was always offering hugs and just different things like that.
A boy friends say was always willing to help others was remembered tonight, a week after police say he was killed by a hit-and-run driver.
A setback for a Lexington church. Pastors say a thief stole from them not long after services ended.
Some people who lost their homes in West Virginia say they're not sure whether to rebuild or move following last week's deadly floods.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening to you. Some slow-moving storms brought heavy rain to parts of Kentucky today, but it looks like much better weather is moving in.
And that includes cooler air and lower humidity. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and your no-wait weather forecast.
Yeah, guys, so the showers and thunderstorms out there today kind of introducing this better pattern over the past couple of days. Not everyone getting in on the action. Rain totals today, notice we have the dry skies across most of central and northern Kentucky. Contrast that with what's going on into the southeastern corner of the state, where we picked up an inch, 2, even a local 3 into sections of Knox County. Defender Radar Network late this evening putting an end to those rains slowly but surely across the southeastern corner of the state. With some clear skies out there, if it rained outside your house today, and for some of us it did, obviously, fog can be locally thick first thing tomorrow morning. 6 o'clock in the morning, visibilities may be under a mile into parts of southern Kentucky. By noontime, fog is long gone, some sunshine breaking out as we get ready for another cold front that is on the move from northwest to southeast. Look what's coming in behind that, much cooler air. That front will arrive as we go into the second half of tomorrow. So when I come back at 11:13, new hour by hour, with a focus on the forecast being for the cooler days over the next few, and then the big 4th of July weekend. Mother Nature's fireworks may try to take center stage, guys. See you in a few minutes.
And tonight, dozens of people gathering in Pulaski County to remember a 10-year-old boy who died in a hit-and-run crash.
Stanley Turner died 1 week ago on a road near his grandfather's farm. While tonight's candlelight vigil honored him, people there also wanted it to be a reminder that police are still looking for the driver whose car hit Stanley. Victor Puente has our top story at 11.
As the rain fell, the voices rose. Those who knew and loved Stanley Turner had come to remember him.
This goes to show how much people around here care.
Turner was hit and killed 1 week ago near Rock Lake Creek Road in Pulaski County. Police say the 10-year-old walked off from playing with his brother when he was hit. The driver left the scene.
His goal, you could tell, was to please everybody. He was always wanting to help. What can I do to help you? How can we help? He was always offering hugs and just different things like that.
Tonight's vigil was to remember him and to pray for a resolution for his family.
It's discouraging to know that there's somebody out there that doesn't have the guts to come forward and say that they were the one that done it or admit to it. I mean, that's just, it's heartless.
Stanley would have been a 5th grader at Eubank Elementary School. His principal says they've discussed ways to honor him. When school starts back in the fall, there may be a memorial at the new playground where so many of his classmates will have recess.
We have new playground equipment going in actually in the last couple of days, and we're working on getting maybe a memorial bench in his memory for the kids can go to when they're feeling sad or just want to feel closer to him.
All I can do is just show my love for the family and how much I care. I don't care one bit. I've told them if they need anything, need any kind of help, to let me know. I don't care one bit, to try my best to help them out in any way that I can, because I know it's difficult.
In Pulaski County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Pulaski County Sheriff's deputies are working with Kentucky State Police to find the driver responsible. They said last week they were looking for a red 4-door car driven by a woman seen in the area around the time of that crash.
He first showed up claiming to be interested in joining the church, but pastors of a Lexington church say minutes later a man ended up stealing from them. They say the thief took musical instruments and a purse after services yesterday at Lexington Korean Presbyterian Church on Reading Road. Monique Blair is tracking the investigation, new at 11.
Service had just finished up at the Lexington Korean Presbyterian Church Sunday afternoon.
2 of my friends saw a visitor, stranger, sitting backseat of the sanctuary.
Pastor Hyung-gu Lee says after members gave the man some information on the church, it appeared he left.
Some of the church members went downstairs for lunch.
But a few minutes later, when there were only kids in the sanctuary, Lee tells me the man came back.
He asked them for some water.
But when the kids came back with water for the man,
He already disappeared.
at that point, Lee says church members realized one of the pastor's wife's purses was missing, along with a guitar and a viola valued at $1,000.
As an immigrant foreigner living here in the States, $1,000 is not small amount of money. It's huge.
Now, after the church members say the thief stole those items, they say he then came to a local Walmart and charged $300 to the pastor's wife's credit card. Lee says although the church doesn't have a whole lot of money, they would have been willing to help the man out had only he asked for it.
Even though it happened, it is sad, but we are not discouraged. We will continue to serve the community with what we have.
In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Police say the suspect is a white man, about 5'6", with short blonde hair and tattoos on both arms.
We have some new information tonight about a crash in Wayne County that killed one person and badly injured another. Investigators say around 2 this afternoon, a log truck and a car hit head-on along Highway 92 east of Monticello. The driver of the car died. Tonight, the coroner identified him as 28-year-old Timothy Gregory of Monticello. Police say his passenger, 31-year-old Heidi Kennedy of Science Hill, was airlifted to UK Hospital, where she's in critical condition tonight. They say neither person was wearing a seatbelt. Police are still trying to figure out what led to that crash.
Tonight, a music video producer and director is still in critical condition. Lexington police say he was shot during a robbery. Police say that Coleman Saunders had just gotten out of a taxi early yesterday morning near the intersection of North Limestone and East 7th Street when 3 men robbed him, then shot him. So far, police have not made any arrests in the case. Saunders has worked with many artists, including Kyle Douglas, Sunday Best, and J.D. Shelburne.
Coleman's helped my career. I mean, he's pushed my career to a whole new level. If it wasn't for Coleman, I'd still be where I was at last year. The work of his music video really took me to a whole new career level. We kind of hit it off like we've been friends forever. He was such a nice, polite guy. His work is extraordinary.
A fundraising website has been set up to help with Saunders' medical expenses. We have a link at WKYT.com. Well, it's just what people in West Virginia did not want to see, but more rain falling today, just days after deadly flash floods.
People in many communities are trying to put their lives back together after losing their homes. Craig Boswell has the latest.
The rain is falling again on already devastated parts of West Virginia. As communities try to recover from last week's floods, state police plucked cars out of several feet of mud and debris in White Sulphur Springs. Robert Hayes says he saw a woman inside this car when it was swept away.
I saw her inside clawing at the window. It looked like she was clawing at the window, and then it hit the bridge, and I never saw her again after that.
But Monday, nobody was inside or in the other one buried right next to it. Across the state, the governor reported nearly 24 people died in the floods. Thousands of homes were destroyed or damaged. The National Guard delivered medical supplies to the town of Raynell, one of the hardest hit areas.
This is one of the probably roughest floods that we've seen. I mean, it's pretty devastating to these communities.
This latest round of rain is complicating the cleanup for some, while other families say it's just too painful to stay and rebuild.
I think I want to go. Yeah.
This memorial marks where Michelle Vallandingham's neighbors lived. Floodwaters swept their home away as 3 people hid inside the attic. They all died. Craig Boswell, CBS News, White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia.
It is heartbreaking. The Bluegrass chapter of the American Red Cross said tonight that 12 volunteers from Kentucky are now in West Virginia helping. They are helping with shelters and handing out supplies. Back here in Kentucky, some people in Knox County are still cleaning up the damage caused by flash flooding last week. Donnie Karn says the water damaged the bridge he and his family used to cross a creek to get to their home. That became a big problem this morning when he says his father-in-law had a medical emergency. Karn says the ambulance couldn't get across the damaged bridge, so he helped paramedics carry his father-in-law over the bridge.
What would we have done if the water had been back up again? I mean, we wouldn't have been able to walk him across.
Karn says he is asking county leaders and others for help repairing the bridge.
New tonight, a federal judge has blocked part of Mississippi's new religious objections bill. And the judge ruled circuit clerks in Mississippi cannot cite their own religious beliefs to keep themselves from issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples. The religious objections bill is supposed to become law on Friday. The judge says clerks must provide equal treatment for all couples, gay or straight.
Police are trying to figure out what led to a crash that killed a couple in Boyle County. In 9 minutes, what friends are saying about the husband and wife.
And then a Kentucky police chief ended up in jail. Why investigators say they arrested her after a crash.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Showers and storms a little earlier today, slowly winding down across the region. Now, as we roll forward, we watch the northern sky for some cooler air to come into town over the next few days. Here is the cold front that we are tracking for our Tuesday. That is just to our north. Still have the humid air out there ahead of this across central and eastern Kentucky. Then we go to mild and downright cool. It's barely 50 into parts of Michigan and Wisconsin right now. That's an indication of some very cool air. Tongue-tied already just talking about it. That is diving on in. Where it has rained, we are a little cooler into southern Kentucky than our neighbors to the north, where it has not rained. 68 Somerset, 75 Lexington, Covington. You are the hot spot for the entire region today. You're pushing close to 90 with some sunshine. Defender Radar Network late this evening, showing a weakening trend into southeastern Kentucky with those showers and thunderstorms. Let's break down the next 3 days. Mainly dry tomorrow, though you can pick up on a scattered thunderstorm second half of the day into the evening as that cold front moves through. Then look what happens on Wednesday. Absolutely fantastic. Sunshine and upper 70s for a high. Humidity levels come down and they stay down into your Thursday. Nice weather's going to hang around. Plenty of sunshine out there as well. Brand new hour-by-hour forecast to show you just how cool. And wait until you see some of those lows on Thursday. Here we go. 7 tomorrow morning. Mid and upper 60s. Noontime, low 80s. It's still going to feel the part of summer. Then late in the afternoon, we can fire up an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Look at Covington. Look at Maysville. Upper 70s showing up. Yet it's upper 80s into parts of southern Kentucky. That cooler air dives in tomorrow evening at roughly this time. You're going to notice the big cool down. When you wake up Wednesday, 50s into most areas. Low 70s, noontime on Wednesday. Get your attention yet? How about upper 70s for a high Wednesday afternoon? Mostly sunny skies, humidity levels that are down as well. Football, anyone? A little early, but we're getting there. Now look at 6 o'clock Thursday morning. This run says, hey, I've got an upper 40 into parts of northeastern Kentucky. That may be a little too cool, but again, low and mid 50s, a good likelihood on Thursday morning. And by Thursday afternoon, this model says only upper 70s, let's call it 80, and forget about it. Chance for rain over the next few days. You got a small chance tomorrow. Then look what happens as we go into the 4th of July. Folks are making plans right now already. Obviously, it's the 4th of July weekend. 4th is on a Monday, but we have at least a threat for some thunderstorms this weekend and into Monday, courtesy of a stalled out frontal boundary that will be across the region. Now, at what point does this spit out those big waves of thunderstorms? Best chances now, at least that I'm seeing, maybe Saturday and Sunday as opposed to the 4th itself. But stay tuned. Potential is there in the setup like this to give us some repeat thunderstorms that can put down some heavy rains. Timing on that, we'll figure it out as we get closer. Between now and then, make some time on your schedule, Sam and Amber, to get outside and enjoy the weather on Wednesday and Thursday especially.
I would love to do that.
Can you clear something out of there? Just a race?
Problem is I'm just off last week some, so it's not going to work.
But Chris Bailey says we can, right?
Yeah. I will write an excuse.
You in charge?
I will write an excuse for you guys.
Thanks.
Volkswagen has reached a settlement in that emissions cheating scandal, but it will cost the automaker billions of dollars. The details in 7 minutes. We learn more today about a couple police say died in a Boyle County crash over the weekend.
Police say an SUV hit a car head-on yesterday afternoon along Godby Lane. Investigators say 2 of the people in the car, Walter and Jacqueline Bremer, later died. They say the couple was going to look at a house at the time. Walter Bremer was a chef at Seasons Catering in Lexington.
Wally was an all-around great guy. He was always had a good attitude, never afraid to get his hands dirty. He would do anything that we needed him to do.
Police say the woman driving the SUV was seriously injured. They're still trying to figure out what caused the crash. But Boyle County emergency managers say that stretch of Godby Lane can be dangerous for drivers who are not used to it.
Tonight, the chief of an Eastern Kentucky police department faces charges. Police say she was driving while under the influence of alcohol. State police arrested Elkhorn City Police Chief Crystal Davis after a crash in Pike County last night. They say Davis was not on duty at the time. Police say they noticed a strong alcohol smell on her, and she admitted having 4 or 5 drinks but refused to take a blood test. The Elkhorn City Mayor says Davis has been suspended without pay while the investigation continues.
It just really hurts me that it's happened. You know, I know things happen in people's lives that they don't mean to happen, but a lot of things happen that really ruins their life, and it's, you know, I'm sad that it's that way, but, you know, at least nobody was hurt.
Davis pled not guilty to DUI today. She did not return calls for comment. The mayor says Davis has been Elkhorn City Police Chief for about 6 months.
New tonight, it appears Volkswagen has reached a settlement stemming from an emissions cheating scandal. A person briefed on the case told the Associated Press that the automaker would repair or buy back any polluting vehicle. The company would also pay the owners of those vehicles up to $10,000. The settlement is worth more than $14 billion. The deal will not be filed in court until tomorrow, and a judge ordered attorneys not to talk about it before then. A Lexington restaurant is reopened after the health department shut it down last week. There were lines of people at Red Bang Bang Chinese restaurant in West Maxwell when we were there this afternoon. A customer claimed to have found a dead mouse and some food there last week. The health department shut down the restaurant after inspectors say they found mouse droppings. The health department has inspected the restaurant twice since then and found no food contamination. So Red Bang Bang was allowed to reopen today. The owner says he's thankful for all the support.
We know that, we owe a lot to the community. We've been here about 3 years, so we definitely people definitely show us a lot of love and support, so it's a relief for me personally, since I've been stressed over the past week. So,
as you see there, they scored 100 on their inspection report. The restaurant gave out some free meals today as a way to thank their customers.
Construction workers are putting the finishing touches on the Ark Encounter Park in Grant County. The park is scheduled to open July 7th, a week and a half from now. Officer Don flew over the park today, getting this video from Sky First. Along with a replica of Noah's Ark, the park will include a petting zoo and a zip line. The park is still looking for some seasonal employees. There will be a job fair at the Crittenton Baptist Association on Main Street in Williamstown on Thursday from 4 until 8. Pretty incredible to see it there from up in the sky.
Yeah, unique, to say the least. Scal, introduced in Sacramento, Rob.
Yeah, the Kings believe they have a real find in Scal LaBissiere. We'll hear from GM Vlade Divac and Coach Dave Yeager. And DeMarcus Cousins talks about winning a spot on the U.S. Olympic team. Stay with us. Sports is next. Scal LaBissiere takes his game out to Sacramento. He was introduced earlier today by the Kings. Now, Scal fell down to number 28 in the draft, but the Kings obviously feel he has a lot of upside. Coach Dave Yeager, general manager Vlade Divac, both speaking highly of him.
Scal is most talented college player this year in the United States, so we're very fortunate to have him that late. We thought, he's going to be gone long before we had the chance.
We feel like we're getting a steal there with the talent and the skills that he has, the length and the way that the game is being played now. It's playing, small ball. So you're going to see, he'll be definitely playing a stretch position for us at the forward. And at times, if you watch the finals, there's a positionless basketball going on. He could play center for us very easily going down the line.
DeMarcus Cousins will represent the U.S. at the Olympic Games in Rio. It was announced today that Cousins is on the 12-man roster. This is the first appointment for Cuz, who took part with Team USA at the 2014 FIBA World Cup. Kentucky has a long lineage of success at the Olympics. 10 total players have helped this country win a gold medal.
I finally get my chance to, play on one of the biggest stages, and I get a chance to play with a great group of guys, a great coach, and sacrifice. That's the biggest thing. All of us coming in with, one goal in mind, which is winning a gold medal for our country. It's not about the individual, it's about the team as a whole and winning a gold medal.
On an SEC teleconference this morning, UK assistant coach John Robick said Isaiah Briscoe has done a good job in early workouts showing team leadership. Robick did not say anything as to what punishment Derek Willis may face following an arrest for public intoxication earlier this month. Robick would only say players are educated as to responsibility.
We educate our players to the best of our ability, and that's something that we take a lot of pride in. And hopefully the guys will, listen and learn.
Morehead State has given men's basketball coach Sean Woods a contract extension. The extension will run through the 2019-2020 season. Woods just completed his 4th year at MSU, taking the Eagles to the finals of the CBI tournament before losing to Nevada in a best-of-3 series. Woods has a 75-63 record in the 4 seasons at Morehead State. That is the most wins in the first 4 years than any coach in program history. Some good news on the recruiting front for Kentucky football. UK getting a commitment from 3-star receiver Joshua Ali. He's out of Hollywood, Florida. Ali picked UK over the likes of Louisville, NC State, Illinois, Wake Forest, and West Virginia. Ali is rated the 70th best athlete in the country. Last year, he had 865 yards receiving, 13 touchdowns for Chaminade Madonna. And on the baseball diamond, Reds and Cubs tonight in the 4th. The Cubs leading 4-3. Chris Bryant moonshot into the upper deck, his 2nd homer of the night. 3-run blast made it a 7-3 game. In the 5th, down 8-3, here's Joey Votto taking Jake Arrieta offering, riding it out. Votto's 12th of the season. The Reds would pull even with a run in the 8th, but Bryant homers again. This is his 3rd of the night, making it a 9-7 game. 3 homers on the evening for Chris Bryant, and the Cubs go on to win it by a score of 11-8. He had a team record 16 total bases. We'll be right back.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is less than a minute away here on WKYT. Tonight's guests include Kevin Love and Dirk Bentley.
All right, and we've got some beautiful weather coming our way.
We really do. Cold front arrives as we go into the day tomorrow. Smallest threat for a shower or thunderstorm into the afternoon. Temperatures may spike toward 85, then drop back a little bit as we go toward 5 o'clock tomorrow. Nice weather. Will it hold into the upcoming start of that holiday weekend? 4th of July just around the corner. Saturday and Sunday, mid-80s. Chance for a shower or thunderstorm.
You know, Rob, Chris Bailey said we could all take the day off. It was so nice. That's what he told us earlier, so we wanted to include you in that. Yes,
First I'd heard that.
You're all in, aren't you?
We want to make sure you got in on it.
Sorry, boss.
Good night.